Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Meissner.
Yay.
Habala, Habala, Habala. What does that mean? Thank you. Habala. You already learned Dober Dan. Here's another one. Dobra večer. Yes? Good evening.
Good evening.
And of course, after you say good day or good evening, you always ask, Kakasi. Kakasi. How are you? Now, where's the table of people that are of background from Croatia? There's a table here. Hello. Dober večer. Do we have anybody who has a Serbian background? Nobody. Okay. So I can insult the Serbs? Is that right? How many people here have any background of any of the countries that used to make up Yugoslavia? Do we have some? Good. August. And then we have some people that have backgrounds from countries around there like Montenegro, Albania. Okay. In Croatian history, there are two broad themes that you can see going all the way from like 700 and 800 AD, when first the Croats came into that area, all the way up to the present. The first theme is that they want independence. They want to be by themselves. They want to have their own place. We call them countries today. That's one theme. The other theme has been one of joining with others, of being involved with others. So, for example, in the history of Croatia, at one point they were joined with the Hungarians. Another point, they were joined with the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Another time, they had the Ottoman Turks. So you have these two broad themes. The first theme of wanting to be independent, that's the one that currently they're following. But the theme of joining with others, this is one that happened after World War I, when peoples from Slovenia, people from Croatia, and what else? Serbia came together, and then they actually formed eventually Yugoslavia. And what does Yugoslavia mean?
South Slavic people.
Southern Slavs.
He wasn't listening.
And Yugoslavia found itself involved in World War II with different factions in the country joining with different sides. You had people from the far right, so far right, and then you had people on the left, so far left. And one of the people that was a leader of the communists on the left was a man named Joseph Broz, B-R-O-Z. What do we know him by?
Tito.
Tito. All right, now here you can vote. From what you know, how many people here would classify Tito as more good than bad? How many would say he's more good than bad? Raise your hand. We have nobody.
When was this?
Tito.
When?
World War II.
From World War II up until he died in 1980, putting it all together. Does Tito get an up for a thumb, or does he get a down? So anybody says up? How many people say no, give him a down?
Down.
Down. All right. Well, Tito believed in Yugoslavia. He believed in one country. His theme was to join all together. By the way, his father was Croatian, but what was his mother? Slovenian. So right there, his own family joined together. Here, and Tito has a lot of quotes that people remember, and this is one that I always like to read. Tito said this: "We have spilt an ocean of blood for brotherhood and unity of our people. We shall not allow anyone to touch or destroy it from within." Now, that didn't turn out that way. But Tito had a couple of good things that he did do that actually helped us in the West. One of them was that he soon split off under communism from Russia and Stalin. And Yugoslavia had a strong degree of independence, even though it was communist. So strong was that sense of independence that Stalin, everybody remember Joe? Yeah. By the way, he's still loved in some parts of the world too. But anyway, Joe Stalin Tito got angry at him. And here was the problem. Stalin would get rid of his opponents, not by retiring them, but by assassinating them. And so Tito found himself in the position of being an object of assassination. And so he wrote this letter back to Stalin. Here's the letter. To Joseph Stalin, stop sending people to kill me. We've already captured 5 of them. One of them with a bomb and another with a rifle. If you don't stop sending killers, I'll send a very fast-working one to Moscow, and I certainly won't have to send another. All right. So that was Tito facing off against Stalin. And throughout his life, Tito kept Yugoslavia independent from Russia. 1980, he dies. Already Dan has talked to you about what happened after that with the split up of the various peoples that made up Yugoslavia. And in 1991, we find that Croatia declared that it wanted to be independent. And here's where we get that second theme. Remember I said there's 2 themes? This is the second theme of wanting independence. The trouble was that there were others that wanted to conquer Croatia. I'm not going to say who they are. But they did invade, and they took over almost 1/3 of Croatia. And it looked like they were going to take over all. And there was actually a drive to try to get outside forces to come in and help. And who were some of those forces? American troops. And people from England and from other countries to come in and try to stop what was happening. Well, 1991 to 1995, the Croats managed to unite and fight back. And there were 2 tremendous battles they had, and they stopped the invaders and pushed them back out. And that led not only to Croatia being independent and having its territory, but also to the ending of a lot of the fighting there. So, in the West here, we have 2 things to thank Yugoslavia for. The first is standing off against Stalin, and the second is to stopping a lot of that fighting in the 90s. So remember those 2 themes in Croatian history. And then, to finally end, what do we say for thank you? Havala? Everybody, Havala? All right, and now I'd like the men at your table to turn to any lady next to you, and here's what you'll say to her.
Be careful.
It doesn't matter what you're saying, it's in your eyes, it's the twinkle. All right, is Gledas Prekrasno? Is Gledas Prekrasno? And what does it mean?
Can you cook a sheep?
You look beautiful. Okay, let's say that again then. Is Gledas Prekrasno? And August. Oh. And here's the final phrase. And this is the most important phrase in every language on the face of the earth. Volonté.
I love you.
Volonté means I love you. And volonté, I love you all. Thank you.